Another video. I hope your day is going well. I hope blessings come your way. Those who are righteous and walk upright. I want to talk to y'all about King David. I've mentioned King David numerous of times on my community page, but I never made a video about him. And I feel like now is the perfect time to speak about King David because we've been hearing a lot of talk about King David, whether it's on social media or on TV. You just hear him reference a lot. And this plays a role in regards to colorism, believe it or not. As I stated to y'all before, a lot of this colorism you see going on within the black community, a lot of it is staged by the powers that be. That's the new modern word they like to use, the power that be. So we're just gonna go along with it. And I don't think I fully understand where this stuff is coming from. Within the Hebrew Israelite community, and I highly recommend y'all stay away from that. You know, they like to push this idea to you guys that King David was a dark skinned man, or Solomon was a dark skinned man. Solomon is the son of King David. And again, King David plays a key role in Judah history because, his sons after him, his descendants, they ruled after, King David, who was from Judah. And so this plays a part, especially in regards to black man masculinity. The reason for this is because for those who don't know about the story of King David, he fought a descendant of a giant. Some refer to the giant as Ralph. And this has to do with a war against the Philistine at Gath. The war at Gath. When we look at anime shows, for an example, like Attack on Titan, they like to reference Attack on Titan is pretty much a reference to the war at Gath, like the war against the giants. Okay? So, pretty much like this. It was a war with the Israelites, with Israel and Judah. Okay? So, let me correct myself. Well, no, technically, this is true. It was a war between the Israelites and Judah, as you can see. So I just want to highlight this for y'all real quick. And the reason I'm highlighting this is because a lot of y'all believe that you are Hebrew Israelites, which you are not. You got to understand that God separated Israelites from Judah. Judah is his own people, his own nationality. Judah had his own country. Israel will be like the Israelites. But again, when it comes to these Hebrew Israelite camps, they like to use trickery words and have you believe, oh, if it say the children of Israel, they're talking about the descendants of Jacob. So you got to pay close attention to that. So in many scriptures, they tell you that King David had ruddy skin or ruddy skin. In Hebrew, that is a reference to brown or red. So he was reddish brown. What is reddish brown? A fair skin type of complexion, a light skin type of complexion. Now I'm going somewhere with this. We always hear this stuff on social media and in mainstream about how niggas with light skin are soft and are feminine and stuff like that. Right? And a lot of that shit plays a part in what you soak in on TV, but that's a whole nother story. And so this is a reference. Let's go to 1 Samuel 17 to 41. And it reads, the Philistine started walking towards David with his shield barrier walking in front of him. He kept coming closer, and when he got a good look at David, he was filled with a scorn for him because he was just a nice and good looking boy. He said to David, what's that stick for? Do you think I'm a dog? And he called down curses from his God on David. Come on, he challenged David, and I will give your body to the birds and animals to eat. So scorn. Scorn is like he didn't have no respect for him. So Goliath, he looked at King David and he saw his complexion and he pretty much said, "Hold on, this is a pretty boy. This is a pretty boy." He didn't see no warrior in him. Now remind you, King David was the mightiest of all the warriors, the mightiest of all the warriors, but he didn't look like it. You ever heard the saying, never judge a book by its cover? This is a reference to this. So Goliath, he was caught off guard by King David look because he was such a good looking boy that he didn't fear King David in battle. So what did David do? He shot him. He shot Goliath. He shot him. Shot him in the head. I want to go to Amos 2 and 9 in regards to the giants. And when I say giants, I mean the descendant of a giant. Some people refer to the giant again as Ralph, so to speak. And when we look at scriptures like in Amos 2 and 9, where I talk about the Ammonites, and it gives you a reference that they were tall as the cedars and strong as the oaks. For those who don't know what cedars, let's go back to Psalms 29 and 5, where God said he breaks in pieces the cedars of Lebanon, or shatters the cedars of Lebanon. For those that don't know what cedars are, giant trees ranging from this tall, 40 feet, 40 to 60 feet, 30 to 50 feet, 30 feet, 12 to 20 feet. So pretty much this is how tall these giants were, or this particular person. Those are the cedars of Lebanon. So he was as tall as a tree and strong as an oak tree. I hope this all makes sense to you. And again, this is Judah 28 channel. I've mentioned this before. Again, when it comes to these Hebrew Israelite camps, they like to darken up these people to have you believe that these were all dark skinned people. It is nothing more than a trick. They love making you believe King David was a dark skinned man. He was not a dark skinned man. He had a light skin color. So again, I hope this video makes sense to y'all. You know, like I said, it just takes time for you to just watch my videos and then go ahead and read the book yourself. Like many other people, like Judah Pet, for example, he just started watching my videos and then he started reading the book for himself. And now he sees everything that I talk about. He can see it in real time. You know what I'm saying? It is a hidden war going on. A hidden war. And a lot of these Hebrew Israelite camps are part of this hidden war. They're part of it. You got to understand something about these camps. When it comes to the higher ups in these camps, they know very well they are deceiving y'all. This is why if you ever hear stories, when people try to, tell them about scriptures and stuff, or, you know, they tell their leaders about other people's channels and stuff, They would tell them like, man, stop watching that shit and don't bring them up or in front of the inner circles and stuff like that. It's a reason for that. It's because they don't want y'all to wake up. They have their own little religion going on. And they are, how can I put this? They are a copy of Northern Israel. They are a copy of the Northern Kingdom. And what I mean by that is because if you read scriptures, the Israelites were evil. They were evil men and women. And this is why God separated Judah from the Israelites. God told Judah stop following the Israelites because the men of Israel were wicked. They were wicked men. They were men that follow idolatry, idols. They were men that used to mess around with prostitutions, diluting the land, filling the land with prostitutes. And that's why in these Hebrew Israelite camps, they always talking about how black women need to become polygamy. They need to be okay with another woman sleeping around with the husband and stuff like that. This is the stuff they push towards y'all and have y'all believe in it. Very wicked men. Very wicked. Very wicked. Lighting what they call it, incense. You know them incense candles and stuff. If you ever pay close attention to these Hebrew Israelite camps when they're making their videos, they always got lit fuck, I just said it. They always got lit scented whatever the fuck it's called. Y'all know what I'm talking about. I mentioned it before. God didn't like them doing that. But these Hebrew Israelite camps, they do it and they tell you that you know, it's okay. Just like when it comes to these Hebrew Israelite camps, they want you to believe that God enjoyed you doing sacrifices. God did not enjoy his people doing sacrifices. He had to do that for a reason. But he didn't want to do it. Y'all got to understand, when it comes to these camps, they put words in God's mouth. So with that being said, I hope y'all enjoyed the video. I got another video coming in regards to the Me Too movement and how that is a reference to what God said in the book of Leviticus. Y'all enjoy the rest of y'all day. I'm out.